back on my gripping sons.
What is up? What is up? I know it's been a minute, but we are back. Yeah, it's been a minute, but we back. I'm happy to be back. I'm happy to be podding again. I wish we were in person, but we're not. But yeah, Joe, how you feeling, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Just got off my bike. Watched a little bit of teammates yesterday. Watched a little bit of summer league. Happy to off season kind of wrapping up. Pretty much we know where everybody that matters is going for the most part. But yeah, we're good over here. Enjoying LA summer. It's been a dope summer so far.
Fact, same. Yeah, man. I started working out myself. Been lifting weights. No, I swear to God. I've been lifting weights.
Where?
In my building.
What? When can I? Let me go with you one day.
Okay, come over.
All right, good.
I mean, they don't have like it's not like a crazy setup, but you could definitely get you a decent little workout in, though, for sure. But yeah, I guess starting with that, obviously it is full on Olympic season. I am fully invested in Team USA. I was scared for Team USA. I'm still scared for Team USA, but I feel better. But hold on, I feel better after last night. I feel like the Eagle Reign won't let up. Now I don't know about 2028. We might be cooked. And the only team that scares me is France. And that's only because of Wemby and you got Rudy with Batum. Like France got a nice squad and they got the paint like that. That's the only thing that kind of scares me. Huh?
This man said Batum.
Hey, bro, and hey, listen.
45-year-old Batum in like
I feel you, but in Olympic play, when people start playing for their homeland, they get special powers. But in general, I mean, FIBA basketball, in general, what do you think about first starting off, what do you think about Team USA? Did you like what you see? What do you think about the Jaylen Brown controversy? Obviously, well, what do you think about one Kawhi Leonard dropped out? I think that Grant Hill told him to drop out or something?
I think the Clippers influenced him dropping out. The Clippers played a role in it, and I think him himself and just a group of people really enjoy what the statement said is like a group of putting the Clippers, Team USA, and like his own camp. They all came to the conclusion that's best that you just.
I don't know why they put him on the team in the first place, bro. Like the man did. I don't know why they put that man on the team in the first place. I have no idea why they did that anyway. But yeah, Team USA, bro. What do you think? How are you feeling about it? If you caught the scrimmage last night, I caught some of it. I was watching the game at Soho. What do you think about it, basically, Team USA?
I like the team. I think they obviously got off to a slow start yesterday. I wasn't really too much of a fan of the starting lineup. People with Curry, Book, Holiday, LeBron, and Edey. The starting lineup, no, I didn't like the starting lineup. I didn't.
So okay. So what you want the lineup to be?
I say Steph, and LeBron, AD, and Tatum.
Hell no.
Yeah, hell.
You gotta start Embiid.
The way Tatum played basketball for in the Champions, throughout the Celtics.
He's not starting, bro. Because
if anybody,
but he's not starting, bro. KD gonna start.
I'm talking about based on last night with no KD. Based on last night. I mean, because KD was hurt last night, so I'm talking about based on just on those circumstances.
So last night it was Steph, Holiday, Book, Bron, and Embiid.
Yeah,
I don't have a problem with that.
You don't have
for last night because again you have Murray. No, look. You got Murray and Shea, so you got to max that in the backcourt. So I have a problem with starting Holiday. Book, I think what. No. Look. I think Book is a better catch and shoot player than Tatum. So I can understand starting him. Bron, obviously, you're gonna start Bron, and Embiid was fucking the MVP.
Yeah, but obviously, Davis thoroughly outplayed him yesterday.
He did.
How Embiid fouls out being matched up with Dwight Powell? That's intriguing. That's insane alone right there. I'm not sure how much his game will translate to FIBA, especially as much as he needs his touches and as much as he's kind of foul bait and caught in other stuff. Well, I mean, I'm not going to completely shut the door on him, but it looks like as of now, AD's, his versatility, his game will fit the FIBA play a little better than him. And I want to see a lot of Bam and AD together as well, too. I think that was real nice. Them two being able to switch under the perimeters and flow all over the place took the defense to a whole nother level. You see, once they went to their bench and they went to different lineups, I was excluding that starting lineup is when when they start to more take control of the game. So that's why I want to see some of the other guys possibly start in the future.
No, I feel it. I mean, look, I like the squad we got. Again, like I said, the only team that, and again, the world has some really good basketball. I mean, Spain has been good for shit, honestly, 20 years now. Germany is good. France is good. Even the Bahamas. Shout out them. I know that they didn't make it, but just the fact that, you have Eric Gordon, you have DeAndre Ayton, you have VJ, what's his name? VJ Edgecombe, who is probably going to be a top pick in next year's draft. He was there. You had Eric Gordon on the team. Like, the world is good. Puerto Rico, shout out Puerto Rico for making it. Obviously, Canada's a very good squad. So, at first I was worried. Like, I was worried about the level of serious that they would take it. Like, bro, you gotta take this serious, especially with the world now. Like, some of the best players aren't playing for the USA. Obviously, like, Jokic, Luka. You got
there's only one first team All NBA player on the Team USA this year.
Exactly. So, some of the best players now are playing. Yeah. So, which is Tatum. So some of the best players now are playing. Well, because it'd be one first team.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Some of the best players now are actually playing elsewhere. So, I was worried about our level of seriousness, but I mean, the defense looks good. I don't think we'll get the same level of high-flying highlights we maybe seen in past years, but I think we'll get some of the best basketball we've seen. I think it's dope, for Steph, Bron, and KD to be playing together. You probably won't. Well, not you probably won't. You won't get this again. Like, I don't think Bron's going to be on the team. And I mean, shit, he may, but I don't think Bron going to be on the team in 2028. Even shit, Steph and KD might not even be in the league in 2028. So just to see this band of guys playing together, and even to see Ant, come out there and say, shit, I'm the number one option, and then actually goes out there and scores the most points on the team. Like, so. Hey, maybe he might be, but which was a wild comment, but whatever. But yeah, nah, man, I just think it's great. What do you think about the Jaylen Brown situation? Obviously, Kawhi Leonard drops out, which, like I said, I don't know why Kawhi Leonard was even on the team any damn way in the first place. But Kawhi drops out. I guess people assume Jaylen Brown will be on the team, but they picked Derek White over Jaylen Brown. Actually, I one of the homegirls from London actually was like, why was Jaylen Brown not on the team? I was like, he doesn't have to be on the Olympic team. I know he won Finals MVP, but he doesn't have to be on the team.
He doesn't have to, but I feel like
have to be on the team.
Was like, he had that privilege. He should have been first priority, most definitely. But we all know why. He sided with Kyrie during the whole Kyrie political thing when he had his problem with Nike. I don't think they don't want anybody up there with any political statements. They don't want nobody going up there talking about some free Palestine and nothing like that. They don't want to deal with those things. It's just the fact that all those things, it had nothing to do with his own court play. If it was just strictly on court, I saw this on the Cam and Mace podcast, but I don't really like how they're doing this, because I don't think it's time for them to be teaching lessons right now. We need the best players to be out there, like even with like a John Morant or something like that. Like, he's probably not. I mean, he's hurt.
I don't need to be on that damn team.
They're trying to teach it. It's not the time for that. We need to throw out, like you said, basketball.
Debo Samuels is crazy. I do not look like that man.
Debo Samuel.
I do not look like that man. But continue.
That's like when Cam Buford told me I look like Edey. But anyways, I don't look like him. I don't know what y'all be seeing. But yeah, now is not the time to be teaching people lessons. I think it's kind of childish of them to leave him off, but I think it's bigger than basketball. It's deeper than just we think Derek White would fit better on the team than Jaylen Brown. Like, why would you, especially replacing Kawhi Leonard? Kawhi Leonard and Jaylen Brown have very similar games. Obviously, Jaylen Brown's more explosive at this point in his career. They're very similar players. I mean, so just the swap just seems like hand in hand, like it fit glove, like the glove fits. So it's just really weird, and it's obviously beyond basketball. It has a lot to do with politics and what Jaylen Brown has been doing in the media over the last couple of years. And it's sad it has to be that way, but that's how a lot of stuff works in life.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. I think he was definitely deserving, but I don't hate Derek White being on the team. Like, I don't hate Derek White being on the team, and I also think that for roster construction purposes, I'm not mad at Derek White being on the squad, just because he doesn't need the ball to be effective. He'll go out there and just play defense. Not saying that Jaylen Brown needs the ball. A different dimension, Martin Lawrence. Wow, different dimension, Martin Lawrence is insane. Wow. Yeah, but Derek White doesn't need the ball to be successful. He's kind of used to being like a fourth option or whatever, third, fourth option. So I'm not mad at Derek White being on the team. But yes, I do think coming off a Finals MVP, it would have been nice to have him on the squad. But again, I don't think Jaylen Brown is somebody who has, like, Tatum has to be on the team. Anthony Edwards has to be on the team. Jaylen Brown doesn't have to be on Team USA.
2028, he might have to, but right now he doesn't.
He got to be on team. Yes.
He still should have been there. There's a lot of players on this team that don't really have to be. Like Drew Holiday don't have. There's a couple. You wouldn't be the only one that doesn't have to be there who would be there. So it's why it's like
I think Holiday kind of does though. Like, I don't think there's a better defensive guard in the NBA that you can get. That's Drew Holiday. That to put on the team. Like, who you go like? So I think for that, like just depending on the guards that you're gonna have to see in the world, Holiday has to be on the team.
I guess.
If you look at the wings you already have, you have KD, you got Bron, you got you don't have the quad no more, but you got Tatum. If you want to put Phil Book as a wing, like, he don't have to be on the squad. He doesn't have to be. 2028, he probably got to be on that team.
I want to see Trent. But somebody said Halliburton doesn't have to be on it. Actually, Halliburton exceeded my expectations. I like Halliburton on this team because of the way he sets people up and puts people in a position to score. He throws great lead passes, great outlet passes, great bounce passes, great pocket passes. He's a guy who's going to get other guys out, get other guys going, get other guys running the floor, and push the pace on a team that we see could probably beat other teams just off playing fast alone. So I like Halliburton on the team.
No,
I'm sorry.
Somebody from Spain is gonna whoop Trey ass and have 30 points on Trey Young. We do not need Trey Young getting dropped off in the middle of Paris by the Eiffel. We do not need the fucking French crowd eating their damn croissants, laughing at Trey Young getting dropped off because fucking I don't even know who the French point guard. I think it's like Trenton Waters, because Trenton Waters then put 45 on Trey Young. Trey Young did not need to be on this team. No, he don't need to be on this team. No, I vastly disagree with you. But moving on, because we hadn't talked about it yet, Paul George is now a member of the Philadelphia 76ers. PG went on his podcast and kind of described what happened. He said the first offer was, I think, 2 years, $60 million, and they got all the way up to 150 for 3 years. He wanted a no trade clause. The Clippers did not want to do that, so he ultimately ended up going to the Philadelphia 76ers. I mean, it was really rumored between the Warriors, Sixers, and Magic anyway. So we ended up going to the Sixers. I guess, what do you think about it for the Clippers? What do you think about it for the Sixers? And yeah, I guess, do you agree with the Clippers decision, and do you agree with the Sixers decision to bring in Paul George to try to get over the hump?
For the Sixers, I absolutely love it for the Sixers. I'll start with them. Just off the fact that you make a tremendous upgrade from the wing. You go from Tobias Harris on your wing to obviously struggled a lot of times immensely over there in Philadelphia, and you replace that with Paul George, a perennial all-star, offensive and defensive two-way wing, shoots the ball very well, can dribble, penetrate, pretty much bring you everything you need from a wing in the conference that just is where all the top teams have elite wings. So you pretty much get a counter for the Mikal Bridges, you get a counter for the Tatums and Jaylen Browns. You get something that can go out there and you can match up every night. You're thinking, okay, we got something for this. It's not like we ever feel outmatched with these other guys, because we got Paul George, probably one of the best wings of the last, or not probably, he's for sure one of the better wings of the last decade in the NBA. So I think that was a great pickup for Philly. But obviously, it's more of a concept with him with health. Paul George he's had really good playoff runs in the past. 2021, he took the Clippers to WCF. He had great runs with the Pacers. He didn't really get too much playoff success in OKC, but we've seen multiple times outside of those years when he did have his good runs, he's often hurt. Come late postseason, he's often hurt, or sometimes just falling short. You see in the bubble, and you see other instances, and you kind of goes hand in hand with your other big time star. And Embiid, he's often hurt or just unable to push their team to the next level. But hopefully, if they can get the health, if health is on their side, I think they're definitively like a top 3 team in the East without a doubt. I think that trio of Embiid, Maxey, and Paul George is insane on paper. It's fire. You got a guard, a wing, and arguably the best center in the league, all on one team. I think that's fire. Nick Nurse coaching. I think they brought back Kelly Oubre. I know that made a couple.
They did bring back Kelly Oubre. They did.
That's going to be big for them. On paper, I think a hell of a move for Philly. I think they should be very excited. I think they should expect to come out of the East, even though I know it's going to be tough. But I think that with that roster, they should expect to come out of the East. From the Clippers standpoint, I think that it's tough to see Paul George leave, but I can see how it helps them. I know they cap-wise, they want to stay out of that second apron. This helps them tremendously in that. When it comes to that, teams have been scrambling trying to get out the second apron. LeBron took a $3 million, $4 million pay cut to keep the Lakers.
They gave the money to his son.
Teams are doing.
They gave the money to his son. He did not take a pay cut. The money's still in the family.
I mean, he still did take he still could have took that 3. He didn't have to. He didn't have to
gave the money, and they gave the money right to his son.
But anyways, with the Clippers, yeah, I think It sucks they moved into a new arena with less star power, but you do have like you just traded for James Harden, and there was also rumbles about James Harden and Paul George not necessarily playing that well together. But you just kind of, it's nothing wrong with turning on to a new leaf. And the Clippers have been known for being deep over the last couple years. Now we get to see if that depth is real. Terrence Mann, open up more minutes for him. Let's see what he can blossom into. Let's get him more. Let's get him, play him 32, 35 minutes a night. Let's see what Norman Powell can do with a little more responsibility. Let's get these guys out there around Kawhi Leonard and James Harden, Zoo, and what they've been able to build. Let's see what we can go on moving forward. Like I said, it does suck though to lose star power when you're opening up a new stadium, but I think they will be fine in the long run. They have Paul George was there for 5 years, right? And you got what, 4, 5, 4?
Yeah, I think it was he got there in 2019-20 season. Yeah, is that 5 years now?
4 or 5, yeah,
4 or 5, one or two, four.
And all you had before that to show was a one conference finals appearance. I mean, I'm not mad at them for wanting to move on through that. That's a very large sample size. That's a long time. Why not go ahead and move forward and just try to bet on Kawhi and what he had? So yeah, that's pretty much how I feel about
me for the Sixers. I mean, I like the move. I think you got to try to do something, but I still don't think this makes them the best team in the Eastern Conference. I still think Boston is better. I still think New York is better. If I had to pencil them in right now, I would say they're third, but I do like that they're trying. You know, you picked up Caleb Martin. You also picked up Eric Gordon for whatever he has left. You picked up Andre Drummond. You know, a guy who can. I mean, Embiid gonna miss some games, and also I think it's obviously he like, if you simply put, he's a major upgrade over Tobias Harris. Simply put. I mean, Paul George last year still gave you 23 points. He's still like a 40% three-point shooter. You know, he's not the Paul George. I was watching some old PG clips, and PG used to be so much fucking faster, bro. Like, I think I was watching like some Indiana PG highlights. He used to be so much faster. Like, he doesn't get by guys the same way that he once used to, but now he doesn't have to. You know, you can catch and shoot a little bit more. You can be that third option, you know, as Maxey is continuing to trend up. And also, I think it's a move that lines up with Embiid. You know, I don't think Embiid is a guy who has like 5, 6, 7 years left. I think Embiid, realistically, with his health, like, bro, you maybe get 2, 3 good years of Embiid left, and then that's about it. You know, PG's contract near like the end of it, when he's 38 years old, making $60 million might be hell, but I think that's, you deal with that when you deal with that. I don't think Philly was going to be able, when you look at who was available in free agency, I don't think there was a better player that Philly could have gotten.
Especially the money they had to. They have to spend that money. You got to spend the money.
You do. So, you know, I can't, and apparently Kyle Lowry just resigned for whatever that means. So, you know, I like the team that they put together. But for the Clippers, I don't think it's that big of a deal, honestly. Yes, you want to stay underneath the second apron. I think the main thing is just Kawhi's health. Like, if Kawhi isn't healthy, you're cooked regardless. But I think Kawhi is a person where it's like, I mean, honestly, I think best case scenario, you want him to be healthy and then maybe see if you could try to trade him. Honestly, you know, see if you can get a team like who think that Kawhi can take him over the hump, and see if maybe, like, that's what I do on 2K, at least when I pick the Sixers. I just kind of like see if there's a team that they think Kawhi can get him over the hump and kind of like trade him off. But regardless, if he's there, I think it opens up James Harden and kind of go back to Houston James Harden. I mean, obviously he's not the same level of speed no more, but it does open it up. He doesn't have to, you know, he can take them on a more scoring role. Also, I think that the roster is more balanced now. You know, I think one of the things that I always said was you had these guys kind of playing out of position. You know, you had kind of 2 small forwards both playing out there. And with Marcus Morris, you had 3 small forwards playing out there. So I think now you got, you know, Harden at point. And so you want to do man, you want to do Kawhi, or you want to do, you know, T-Man or somebody like that. Or you want to do, I guess, you know, Harden, man, Kawhi, Batum, Zubac. I think that is more balanced as far as like roster construction and just positionally. I think it's more balanced. Also, I mean, you know, I know he had his off the court troubles, but they signed Kevin Porter Jr. and they picked him up on, I think, a league minimum deal, if I'm not mistaken. Like, Kevin Porter Jr. can play the game of basketball. Like, he can hoop. Now, you know, again, I know he had his off the court things, but he can hoop. He could come in and, you know, be in a 6-man role for this squad. You know, I think that shit, they could probably have the same record they had last year if, you know, health can prevail.
Yeah,
you know?
I won't be surprised.
You know, so like, I don't think it's that big of a deal for them. And yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess you would have loved to have PG be in the new stadium, but people will still come see Kawhi and James Harden. Also, I think the stadium, at least for the first 1 or 2, 3 years, will kind of sell itself, and then after that, we'll see. But yeah, man, like I don't think it's a bad thing for either squad, really. And like I said, you got to salute Philly for going for it, and for the Clippers aspect, I can see, like, do you really want to give a second option $200 million?
Especially under these circumstances with the apron and everything.
Like I don't, so and like a no trade clause. Like there's 2 people having no trade clause. LeBron James, because it's LeBron James. Bradley Beal was outrageous. Bradley Beal shouldn't have it, but I understand how he got it for the situation that he was in when he got it. But a no trade clause, bro, we're not giving you a no trade clause. Like no, we're not doing that for you. So whatever. Yeah, I guess moving on from that, another deal I really like, Demar To Kings. I think he was signed what was Demar's contract? 3 years?
It was 375.
3 years, 75. So it wasn't,
73 or 75.
Yeah, 3 years, 75. So like, it wasn't some crazy deal. And also, does it put the Kings over the hump? I don't think so, but I does think it makes them better than what they were before he signed. I think the main thing the Kings were missing was just another scoring option. I think like in the half court, especially in the playoffs, you would see at times where like if they just didn't hit a bunch of threes, they weren't going to win basketball games. I think DeMar gives you a legitimate half-court scoring option. And that's basically what I got to say about that. DeMar gives you a legitimate 24, 25 points that you can use in a playoff series to go along with De'Aaron Fox, and also take some pressure off Sabonis, take some pressure off Malik Monk, take some pressure off Keegan Murray. I don't think Keegan Murray is going to be a guy who's going to turn into like a – I think Keegan Murray is more in that Tobias Harris range than he'll ever move to that. Yeah, I think it's in the Tobias Harris range. Like Tobias Harris is still 18 points
from last year, or like his potential.
Potential. I think he's more like the 15, 16, 17. I don't think he's the guy who's going to get you 22, 23 points. I think he's in that Tobias Harris range of guys. Meaning, if he's in that Tobias Harris range of guys, you need another scorer. I think that they drafted him maybe hopefully to be like that, third or second scorer for this team, but I don't think that that's him. I don't think he can be that. He's that, the Harrison Barnes, Tobias Harris, that type of guy. So I think that, bringing in DeMar, another guy who can literally get you 25 points, I think is a huge help for this Kings basketball team. But what do you think about it?
Yeah, I think it's a good move for the Kings. They got a proven veteran in DeMar DeRozan, a guy who can get you a bucket in a half-court situation. Like I said, the Kings, obviously Fox likes to play really fast, but when you can't play that fast, you need somebody you can give it to on the wing, on the elbow, in those areas who can literally just get you a bucket. DeMar's a proven NBA veteran. I've been in the league forever, literally like 12, 13 plus years, somewhere around there. Pretty much consistently averages 20, consistently plays over 70 games a year. He's out there. He's reliable. Very professional. Obviously, a California native. Obviously, Sacramento. He's from Compton. It's like a 4 or 5 hours away. But it's good to see him find somewhere where he can compete. He hasn't been on a competitive team in a while since he left Toronto. He went to since he left Toronto, really he went to the Spurs. Didn't really compete too much there. And then he's in the Bulls, competed for a little bit, but not really. This is the best team he's been on since the Raptors. So it's nice to see him be able to come home and while simultaneously competing at the same time. It's good for him. I'm happy for him. And I think it was a very solid pickup. Shout out to the Kings front office for consistently wanting to be better. I also Harrison Barnes, he went to Spurs. I like that for them too. I like a veteran in Harrison Barnes getting there. But I think this was a really good move for the Kings. I don't think they'll regret this at all. It'll definitely boost their offense. I'm not sure how to. It doesn't really affect their defense too much, but you never have too much offense. But I like this move for the Kings to get a proven guy to come down there on the wing who can get you a bucket when things slow down in different circumstances.
Fair. What other free agency moves do you love? I mean, I know we saw. Well, it wasn't. I don't think we saw like colossal amounts of action, but we did see some action. Actually, fuck it, I'm forgetting the whole thing.
You want to play with it?
Yeah. I'm actually just forgot about Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson to the Mavericks. What do you think about Klay Thompson to the Dallas Mavericks? Leaving Golden State after a legendary, historic run. What do you think about Klay Thompson to the Dallas Mavericks? Do you like the move? Do you love the move?
From the Warriors standpoint, I think it's sad as hell. The legacy he built there, the Splash brother not being able to come to terms on an agreement. And this has been going on for a very long time, similar to the Paul George situation. Negotiations have been going on for a while. and they unable to come to an agreement. I think originally Klay turned down to 248, something like that, and
something like that.
Yeah, somewhere around there. But I think this Golden State is pretty much cements the end of the dynasty. But I just think that they should. I think they should have just paid him. I feel like you're not gonna win with or without him. I mean, you might have some tax troubles possibly. But I mean, you did lose Chris Paul for nothing. You got rid of the Jordan Poole contract. So I feel like you should have just gave him the money. But I am happy for Klay Thompson moving forward. I think he should fit very well with the Mavericks, considering that they need shooters. They need guys who are just willing to stand around, move around, and just shoot the ball, literally, considering Kyrie and Luka going to dribble the ball literally 70, 80% of the time of the game. So I think it's a fresh start for him. I think it's a little sad for the Bay Area. I know it's going to be an amazing game. That the first game Klay plays back in the Chase Center is going to be amazing. I know they're going to give him an ovation. They'll have a little video for him, all of that. But I think it's a good pickup for Dallas, and I think I think the Warriors should have done a better job of taking care. I think they should have took care of him, so where he could at least play another 3-4 years there in the Bay. I know now that also affects Steph. Steph was openly during Team USA. He was very sad about losing Klay Thompson. I think that you want to make sure that those guys guys like Steph Curry are satisfied with where they're at. Now Steph might be considering, maybe I might want to go. So maybe I shouldn't finish my career. But I think this is a big mistake by Golden State to not eventually come to an agreement with something to bring home one of your guys who's responsible for making the franchise what it is today. Obviously, I think in 2013, Warriors were only worth they weren't what
yeah,
something like that. And now they're a $1 billion franchise. One of the main core guys that got you to where you are right now, I think that you got to take care of him and let him ride it out as long as you can. Because I don't think it really affects their future. Like I said, I don't think they'll win a championship next year with or without him, especially if they can't get marketing. That's like the last big rumor going. If they can't pull in like a marketing or something like that to help Steph out, this would be a big mistake for the Warriors. But I do like it for Dallas, and I do like how he fits there moving forward. As long as they can keep him moving around. If he gets in that point where he's just standing around, he's not getting the ball too much, I think it'll be frustrating for him. But if Jason Kidd and those guys can get him moving, they also picked up Najee Marshall. If they can get him moving around and kind of similar to the actions that Golden State had him, and I think it'll be a great fit for him, and he'll get a lot of open looks just based off the gravity Kyrie and Luka bring along.
I think the narrative that they never took care of Klay Thompson is a little tired.
I mean, in the past they did, but
they did give him $190 million after he tore his ACL, they signed him a full max. He played he got mad at it. He got about $100 million and didn't play no basketball because he was hurt. He was on one of the worst contracts in the league for the past 5 years.
Not the last 5 years. Not the last 5 years.
5 years.
Not the last 5 years.
In the league.
18 on 40 on like 40% of three last
That's worth $190 million.
What's that per year? I mean, on this
50.
He won. He could don't. The fact that he contributed to 4 championships has to be somewhere calculated into that $190 million. They got to be in there, but
listen. I'm just saying he was on one of the worst contracts in the league. The contract that they offered, I think honestly it was just like time to go. Like I think Klay just probably wanted a breath of fresh air, and probably he found it in Dallas. Also, taxes. You can keep more of your money in Texas. As far as his fit on Dallas, I think it's a good fit as long as he can. I think it's a good fit. Obviously, he shoots the ball better than what Derrick Jones Jr. shot the ball, but I think Derrick Jones Jr. is probably playing better. In the playoffs, play better defense than what Klay Thompson played all year. But I think there is this narrative that Klay Thompson is washed, and Klay still gave you 18 points on 38% shooting last year. Like, it wasn't bad. You know what I'm saying? So I still think Klay has quality basketball left in him for the next. How old is Klay right now? Klay is 34. I think Klay still has quality basketball left in him for the next 2-3 years. So adding him alongside Kyrie and Luka, I mean, obviously, like, Kyrie and Luka combined aren't the shooter that Steph Curry is. So I think Steph Curry's gravity alone is why he got a lot of those shots that he was getting. But he'll still get open looks. He can definitely help that basketball team. I think that one of the best things Dallas did, honestly, was like I love the Najee Marshall move. I think Najee Marshall getting out of New Orleans I think New Orleans just had like a log jam at certain positions. Even like the guard position when they got rid of Dyson Daniels and got him to Atlanta. I think Dyson Daniels will actually get a chance to excel over there in Atlanta that he didn't get the chance to do with the Pelicans. But just getting Najee Marshall out of that log jam and kind of improving their team. I think that that could bode well for them. And I would like to, and I would really like to see what this team does next season, you know. But yeah, other free agency moves you love. What other free agency moves do you love?
I really like KCP to Orlando.
I was just gonna mention that. I think that gives them exactly what they need.
They had money to spend, and obviously they lacked in shooting. And obviously last year the Magic surprised a lot of people.
Franz Wagner getting, by the way, quick. Franz Wagner getting 270 is fucking hilarious. But it's all love. I understand that's what the market is now. I get it. I feel it. When I clicked on my phone and saw Franz Wagner 270, I was like, this is a little insane. But again, this is what the market is now. It is what it is. It is what it is. I just want to say that.
So, but yeah, I think that KCP going there, I think that was big for Orlando. A team who surprised a lot of people last year, finishing top 4 or top 5, was it 5th? And he finished 5th in the East. And obviously what they lacked in was their shooting. And you get a veteran, a 2-time NBA champion, and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope to come and play on the shooting guard wing area. I think that's big for them. A guy who can kind of lead the younger guys, mentor them a little bit, and just hit big shots. So when you swing the ball around with Big Carroll, is possibly get double late in games or whatever situation could be. A guy you can swing it to, who's not afraid to shoot the ball. A guy who you can take you off the dribble occasionally. A guy who can just ready for those moments and experienced veteran to mentor those guys. I think that was a great pickup for them moving forward. Also, I really like Hartenstein to OKC. I really like that. I watched a lot of Knicks games last year. One of my favorite role players on that team, and just honestly just role players in general, was Hartenstein. He was amazing for them, specifically when Mitchell Robinson went down. He was a lot of points, rebounds. Just a really big who can finish around the rim. Make those hustle plays and do a lot of the dirty work. I feel like it takes a ton of pressure off of Chet. I do love Chet at the 5, but I just think that I don't think he needs to possibly really be playing the 5.
That man was fighting for his life in the playoffs, boy.
You said what?
That man was fighting for his life on the boards in the playoffs, boy.
Exactly. So Hartenstein pretty much really complements Chet, I believe. I do like Chet at the 5, but I don't think he should be playing the 5 full time. I think Hartenstein is also a vet. He can learn from him. That's one of my favorite moves as well. I love that. And they gave him a bunch of money. Was it 3 year, like 80, 390?
87, I think it was. 87.
Yeah, 390 is kind of a lot of money, but I get it when you finish the 1 seed and you want to.
I think only 2 years are guaranteed, though. I think it's only 2 years that are guaranteed, which lines up with when you got to start paying people. I think we got to pay Chet in what 2 years. You got to pay Jalen Williams in 2 years, so it kind of like lines up to when you got to start paying people. So I don't hate it because I think it's 2 years guaranteed, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's 2. I think it's just 2 that's guaranteed.
Cool. But yeah, I just think that grit and that toughness he'll bring to Oklahoma, I think it'll be amazing from him to go from one winning team to another winning team as well. I think that's fire. Another one, I like the Suns getting Monte Morris. Obviously,
they needed a point guard badly.
Point guard. Obviously, Monte Morris is he's not a Beans or anything like that, but you need somebody who is an established point guard in this league. Monte Morris is also a veteran. He's been in the league a long time. He's reliable. So I think that was a good pickup for them.
I mean, honestly, I like what the Warriors did. You know, picking up DeAnthony Melton, picking up Kyle Anderson, getting Buddy Hield in the trade. I like that. You know, I think they did the best with what they could. I also like what the Spurs did. I like what the Spurs did all offseason as far as like what they did in the draft. Also bringing in Chris Paul to just help Wemby along. Also, Chris Paul can, get a head start on his second life. I don't know if coaching is something that he wants to do, but if it is, it's like this is a scenario where he can kind of start on that here in San Antonio, or his contract is if there's a team around the trade deadline that feels like Chris Paul can help us along, in a playoff run, and you want to go out there and trade for Chris Paul, his contract is still very tradable. I think it's 12 years, not 12 years, 1 year 12. So like a very tradable deal. I like them bringing in Harrison Barnes also. I didn't know the Nuggets got Dario Saric. I missed that, but I do like the Nuggets getting Dario Saric. That's the best bench player the Nuggets have had since they won the title. And he kind of fits what they want to do. He can pass. He can kind of do it all forward. I think that they're going to have some trouble replacing KCP, obviously, unless Strother or Christian Braun can take a leap forward. Obviously, I think that's what they're hoping for, one of those guys to, take a leap forward. But, we'll see when it comes to that. What other moves do I like? Who else? Talking about it. Your team, the Los Angeles Lakers, they didn't make any big passes. in free agency that people thought they were gonna do. But do you like as far as them kind of staying pat? Do you like what they did? Do you think that they should have done something like what's up?
With the Lakers, I'm first. We still have time, but I definitely want a big. I saw recently Sham said that they were interested in Wendell Carter. I like maybe a Robert Williams, just somebody to take a little bit of pressure off.
They gonna get Wendell Carter?
I don't know, but that's Sham's tweet though. I'm telling you what they told me. I'm just telling you, that's I'm just saying, that's the highlight. The main need is a big, so I got like a Wendell Carter, maybe a Robert Williams, something like that. But I mean, as far as like if you look at most criticism Lakers fans had, and obviously the Lakers had they almost won 50 games last year, we need a big, and they were complaining about coaching a lot. We got a new coach, so we'll see how bad Darvin Ham was according to the majority of the fan base. I think that hopefully JJ Redick comes in, he installs a new offense. I like what we did in the draft. I really like Connect. He had his first good summer league game a couple games ago. Bronny's obviously a project. We don't got. But
we're gonna talk about Bronny later.
We could. I'm down. But yeah, I mean, I'm not. As long as the Lakers go out and get it big, I think we'll be fine. And JJ Redick is able to do what I'm pretty sure they expect him to do with LeBron and all those guys when they come together. I think the Lakers will be fine, but they have to get it big. I'll rate the offseason as like a B or C if they don't end up getting it big by the time it's over. But if not, then I think at least a B- would be like
a B-.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you really had to do much with this team. They're a really good team. A couple holes might be. I mean, obviously the D-Lo thing. He ended up opting in. Don't have too much control over that. But yeah, I think that the Lakers, they should be fine in the next season as long as JJ. I know it's putting a lot of pressure on the first-time coach. They say his last job was a fourth-grade job, but JJ Redick is also an experienced. He's been in the league for over 15 years. Played under Coach K. He's been on TV for the last couple years.
Friends with LeBron. He's friends with LeBron.
He's making a good point.
He's friends with LeBron, which obviously,
every all LeBron's friends ain't apply for the job. It's not like LeBron ain't have Rich Paul up there.
Paul would be insane. Rich Paul would be insane. He's friends with Bron. He seems like he, at least going by his pods, he seemed like he be drawing up some shit. So we'll see. He seems like he has a good basketball mind. But I think the Lakers did their best offseason work in the draft. I think getting Dalton Connect at pick 17, a guy who, I mean, dare I say, I think he can win Rookie of the Year, maybe.
He has to let's see how quick,
or at least get some votes.
Yeah, I was looking at the Rookie of the Year, like a Rookie of the Year bet thing, and I was like, if you had to bet on somebody with Rookie of the Year, who would you bet on? And I'm like, damn.
Probably Steven Castle.
I'm not mad at that, but it's still it's a little tough. Like when you
I would say probably Steven Castle for the Spurs.
I probably agree with you. He also lives in the summer league as well, but
yeah, probably I would probably say him.
Kind of a tough,
but
rotation.
But I think that's what's probably like their best work. I think getting an NBA ready player at pick 17 or 19, whatever it was, I think was a good thing. And also I think we got to remember they were hurt last year. They signed Gabe Vincent, he basically died immediately. You picked him up, he died. Jared Vanderbilt died halfway through the year. I think that all you can really do is bring the game back and just
Yeah, I said the Vanderbilt injury was big.
Yeah, I think that all you can do is
getting his ass folded.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah,
I don't think Vanderbilt going out like that.
Yeah, I think that all you can do is just bring the gang back together and hope that one, you get better with consistency as far as guys playing together. You can have another good healthy LeBron year. Knock on wood, you can have another good healthy AD year, and you bring the guys back, and you see you got a new coach, and you can see what you could do this year. I don't think there was a move maybe the only move I would have. I mean, obviously Donovan Mitchell re-signed with the Cavs, so that kind of was a thing. But I don't even know how they were gonna get Donovan anyway. I mean, I think maybe if you Trae Young, but once you trade DeJounte Murray, why would you trade Trae Young?
If they hire a coach,
Did
Cleveland hire a coach yet? I know they did, right? I can't remember. Did Cleveland hire a coach yet?
Yeah, they got Kenny Atkinson.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. So I'm not mad at what they did because I don't know what the options really. I mean, after Klay said he didn't want to come for the mid-level. I mean, Jonas Valanciunas, I don't know how much Jonas puts you over the edge of anything. So once you miss out on those guys, I mean, I don't think there's really anybody else really left to get for real. So yeah, I think they kind of did their best work by just staying pat. trusting in the roster that they put together, and again in the draft, I think picking up Dalton Kmet because again, what they really need is shooting, and he's an NBA ready guy. He played 4 years in school, so I think that he can come in and is a guy who can have an impact on this basketball team from day one, in my personal opinion.
I agree.
Yeah, but Bronny James, the biggest summer league story probably so far. Bronny James, he's played 2 games in summer league. I think the first game he had 4 points. Yesterday, I think he had like 3-5, 3-3, and something like that. He's played 2 games. Didn't he miss one with a sore knee?
Yeah, he missed one with a
sore knee. But he played yesterday. Played against the Heat, and I forget who the first game was against. I think it was the Kings, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe Kings he played.
Yeah. In the second game, I know they played the
first game. I know.
Yeah,
I know. The second game was the Heat.
For sure. Yeah.
I guess we got to talk about it. What do you think about Bronny James?
I think. I don't think it matters that much, but I do think it's worth talking about because it's like one of the biggest stories in sports, literally. I think it's cool as hell, but I think that there is some upside to the pick. I don't think it's all nepotism, all of like just he's my son. I think he's a
It's a lot of he's my son.
It's a lot of it, but it's not 100%.
He's my son.
Not 100%. He defends the perimeter well. He's a great. I think that's there already. I think he can already be like a C, a B perimeter defender off rip coming into the.
I'm not giving him a B.
In some of the, I think so. He's 206. He's 206.
I'm not giving him a B.
Bronny's athletic. Have you not seen? No, literally. Look. Take this for example. Look, Bronny's 206. Drew Holiday is 210. Trey Young.
I don't believe Drew Holiday.
Trey Young is like 170, bro. Like
I don't believe Drew Holiday
like 170. But you coming out there with a 30-pound advantage on these guards, that means something. And you're quick and athletic. That already right there puts you at another level to where I trust you out there in the perimeter.
It says Drew Holiday is 205. I don't believe that. I don't believe Drew Holiday is 205. I don't believe Drew Holiday is 205.
What I really want to see from Bronny specifically in the summer league, I want him to be more aggressive. Like you're playing there. I know LeBron came out saying stats don't matter, but you're playing with nothing to lose. This doesn't really matter. People are flying in, people driving into Vegas just to see you. You are the main event. You on the damn billboard. You first ever 50-50 pick to be on the billboard. So I want you to go out there and just be like he's just too passive. Like I see him come off dribble handoffs, he'll pass it. Like bro, no, like just go do something. If you airball, whatever it is, like go make mistakes, young brother. Like go do your thing out there. Like I just don't like how he's so timid and so like passive. Like this is your time. Like because if you did this in the regular season in the 5 minutes he got, I wouldn't be too mad. It's a real game. But the summer league, brother, you got go. It doesn't matter. It doesn't like do your thing, man. I want to see him be a little more aggressive. I think it's cool for the league, it's cool for LeBron James, cool for their family. Congratulations to them. But I just think if Bronny gets a little more aggressive and he spends some time in the G League, I think it can end up amounting to something. And like you said this before, he can be Patrick Beverly. You can shoot and defend a little bit. You can play 10, 12 years in the league. Just off that alone, combined with his last name. But I just want him to stay out there, and I want him to be more willing to make mistakes out in the summer league and just go out there and beat him. I feel like the reason why he missed that second game, I feel like he was more cooked mentally than what he was his actual knee. I don't think a 19-year-old and LeBron James' son is missing the game off of a little sore knee. I think that all of the talk is kind of it's a lot. I mean, every podcast, every headline, everything is Bronny James, Bronny James that. But if he can kind of just get over all the mental hump and everything that's going on, as you saw in his press conference, they asked him about 10, 12 questions relating to his dad. They weren't really talking about himself. I think that all that kind of gets to you. And I just think that it's a lot going on in his head, but I think if he can overcome the mental aspect, he can be a decent NBA player and he can have a career. I want him to go out there and do a thing. Just make some mistakes, man.
Just watching him, I think really the biggest thing for Bronny is defend like hell and be able to and just work on your jump and be able to shoot 40% from 3. I don't think Bronny will ever be a star, I think Bronny is a complimentary player, but I think that he's a player that you could plug, again, best case scenario. I think he's a player who could play on a winning team. If he's going to go out there and defend the way he's been defending, I mean, he had 3 steals and 3 blocks. Like, I could work with that. If you a guard, you can go out there and, take the challenge of guarding the best point guard. Like, we are in a guard-heavy league. And we're going to continue to be in an even more guard-heavy league where guards are going to have a lot of responsibility and be dribbling the ball a lot and doing a lot with the ball. If you can go out there and take that challenge of like guarding the Dames, the Trays, the Donovan Mitchells, the Kyrie Irvings, that quality, the Shea. Well, he's maybe too small for Shea, but like that, the Jamal Murray's, like that quality of guards. If you're going to go out there and do that and be able to shoot 40% from 3, I don't think he'll ever be a guy who's a starter. I don't think he'll ever be a star, which is why I think when you see him play, you want him to be more aggressive, but that's just not him. Like, he's a complimentary player. Like, he's a guy, he does the other things, but I think that if he can, again, play defense like hell, and if he can get his 3 ball to about 40%, I mean, yeah, at least he doesn't look, granted, it's summer league, but he doesn't athletically look out of place on the NBA floor. Which is, I think, a huge thing. Maybe he may be a little bit undersized, but athletically, he doesn't look out of place. So again, if he can just work on those things that I just said, I think he could hang around a roster for 10 years. I don't think this is a situation where he's going to be some type of superstar. I think that's completely dead. But I think he can hang around a roster for 10 years. If he hangs around a roster for 10 years, that's success, bro. It's only I think 1,000 some players ever play in the NBA. So if you could be one of them for like a decade, I think you did your best. And they signed him to what? 3-year deal, I think it is.
Yeah,
4-year deal.
3 or 4 million, 7 years.
10 million. So I think 3 of them is guaranteed. So, huh?
You got plenty of time to prove something, to work on something.
You got time. You got at least 3 years to develop and work on your game. Your father is LeBron James. He can give you all the tools, the gyms to keep your body right. How to work. You've been seeing it since you was a child. I know people have said, and I think that this may be true, his game may have been better fit for a pro style offense anyway. Because a lot of like college is like, if you're not a big or if you're not a guard that's gonna go out there and get like 30 points, you kind of gonna get lost in the shuffle. You know what I'm saying? So I think that him playing off other people, I think will serve him well. So again, he got all the tools he needs to go out there and be successful. So like I said, I think if he could just play defense like hell and work on his game, I think he'll be okay. But one other person I did want to talk about in summer league before I do want to do a little bit WNBA talk before we get out of here is Zach Edey. Granted, it was one game, but he looked nice. 14 points, 15 boards in the game that I saw. He also had the game tying tap in. I don't know if you saw it, but what do you think about Zach Edey? Like, I think Zach Edey, I think Edey can play. Like, granted, do I think he's gonna be some superstar? No, but I think Edey can play. I think he's one thing you can't teach his size. Jaren Jackson Jr. don't want to rebound the damn basketball anyway. He want to go out there and be a guard anyway. So now he can go out there and stay on the perimeter, shoot all the threes he want to shoot any damn way. And I also think it frees him up, help side defense. If he was getting 3 blocks and you got Edey right there doing this, I think him coming up to clean up everything, I think could be great. So I think that it was a good pick for Memphis. What they really needed was a center after Donovan Clingan was gone on the board. I think the only thing that they could do was pick up Zach Edey. So what do you think about Zach Edey? Did you like the game he played? And also, if there's anybody else in summer league that has impressed you so far, feel free to mention them.
Yeah, with Zach Edey, first thing that come to mind with him that I saw that was like the first thing that clicked in my mind when I saw based on the summer league play and how it would translate to the NBA is the screens. He was setting a lot of big body screens. It always bring back to this quote. Kobe Brown said this when he was talking about Kobe. He said,
"Did you see the screens I was setting? Did you see the screens I was setting, nigga? See the screens?"
But no, he can. That's one thing. Steven Adams when he was with the Grizzlies.
Yes.
So they can replace that. That'll click immediately. And if John Moran is coming off them screens to where your man's completely being clobbered, and he has that one-on-one with the big, he has all of that. That's a lot of points. Like John Moran gonna love. They gonna love you. You're gonna get a lot of John Moran.
Desmond Bane too.
John Morant, Bane, all those guys. He's gonna open up a lot for their offense. He can set those screens, finish around the rim, and grab those boards that we know Jaren Jackson Jr. don't want to do. He let the U.S. down when we sent him out there to bring back the FIBA qualification ring. He couldn't.
Oh yeah, he was getting his ass whooped, boy. He was getting his ass whooped, boy.
He let us down for sure. And then as far as the summer league, I haven't watched too much of the summer league to be honest. I know Castle looked good for the Spurs. I watched the Lakers game. I know the dude Connect he finally came along, but I haven't watched too much summer league to be completely honest with you. So you guys, is there anything? Maybe bring some up. Maybe I did.
Keyshawn, what's his name? Keyshawn Johnson was a Miami Heat. He went to Arizona. The game I watched the game that he played against the Lakers yesterday. I think the Heat may have, the Heat always do this shit where they find somebody who's undrafted or whatever, and they bring him in the system and they become like a solid player. I think that he could be the next guy for that basketball team that could come in and be a solid player, Keyshawn Johnson, for the Heat. But I will say who I'm looking forward to seeing. I'm looking forward to seeing Scar. I'm looking forward to seeing him play. I'm looking forward to seeing Reed Shepard play as well. You know, I think that's a guy that could take over. I think especially with that squad that they have, I think he could take over the Fred VanVleet role. And you know, be like I think, you know, best case scenario, you got Mark Price. I think worst case scenario, you got a Steve Kerr, but a Steve Kerr who can guard. And a Steve Kerr who can guard and is more athletic. So I don't know who that is, but if Steve Kerr could guard and be more athletic, you got that. Best case scenario, you got like a Mark Price. So I'm looking forward to seeing those guys play.
No, also I like Jared McCain, the famous
Jared McCain, fancy.
I thought he did a good job of getting downhill. He can obviously score the ball. I think he don't have no choice but to play good because if you posting them TikToks and playing
yeah. Oh my God, yeah.
Glad he did that. You have no choice but to go there.
You paint your nails, scoring TikTok. You better be out there giving me at least 14 points, dog. You got to be out there. You can't suck. You can't suck.
He kind of reminded me of like a Kobe White, kind of like a score first type guard who can make plays for others and make plays for himself. So I'm glad he went out there and played good despite considering all the outside noise he brings with him.
What if Philly got that coming off the bench? That's A1.
Yeah, that's
it. Having Maxey, if they got another scoring guard who can like come downhill coming off the bench, that's great for them. I think it replaces. I think it, you know, gives them a better version of what they had in campaign last year. You know, so if you know he can do that, I think that's huge for them. But rounding it out, last topic, I think you probably been watching a little bit more of it than I have because I kind of tuned out of basketball for a little while because I was so tired of seeing people dribble. But the WNBA, obviously, you know, Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, the Rookie of the Year race is probably one of the better Rookie of the Year races in basketball since I think the Donovan Mitchell Ben Simmons one was a really good one. Obviously, the LeBron Melo one was a really good one, but it's one of the better Rookie Year races in the history of sports. I guess. What do you think about that? What do you think about, you know, I mean, Asia Wilson's probably going to win another MVP. She's been playing incredible this season. I think she had her first, 20-20 game, if I'm not mistaken, recently.
24-20.
Yeah, she had her first 24-20 game. So, I mean, just like, what do you think about the league? What do you, think about what you've been seeing? Who have you been enjoying? Also, which team, if anybody has disappointed you? Talk to the people, man.
I've been following the WNBA, mainly their Rookie of the Year race. I think it's amazing. It's great for basketball. Besides the outside the weird discourse about it, I think Caitlin Clark has been exceptional. I think she's
she had her first triple double recently, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think the first rookie. I think there's only maybe one other rookie in history of the sport to have a triple double ever. I think she's finally, you know, starting to get in her groove a little bit. She's still, I think she averages about 2 or just under 2 steals a game. She made 5 threes the other day. She's really coming to her game, and I think that they're building chemistry a little better with the fever. Starting to get used to playing with her. A lot of times you saw in the beginning of the year, she'd make those outlet passes, she'd make certain passes, and they were getting dropped. Literally, like, because they just coming hot with her. She don't find you if you get open. I think that now they're starting to expect that. I think that now they're starting to bond with her a little more. Now she's getting a little more comfortable. And I think that she's really hitting her stride. And I love how she impacts the game in so many different ways with the rebounding, pass, and assists, and obviously grabbing the steals. And the way she pushes the pace, it's just exceptional. And the attention she brings from the defense. As soon as she crosses half court, they're there. A lot of doubles opened up a lot of things for other players. I think Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell are really like starting to learn what she brings to the game, what she brings to the team, and how they can feed off of that energy. I think it's been better as of late. And obviously, Angel Reese, and in my eyes, she has greatly exceeded expectations. I did not expect Angel Reese to come into the WNBA impacting games like this. I didn't expect her to be a double-double monster. I didn't expect her game to translate like off rip, just like off this, but it has. Her tenacity on the glass, her intensity, all of the above. Like I said, her skill set could be a little better when it comes to finishing around the rim at times.
If she could, because she's shooting 41%. I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw that.
But I just think that she's been exceptional, extremely marketable. The Chicago Sky have been fun to watch.
She got the city buzzing. She got the women at the games. I've been like seeing a bunch of the homegirls.
Kennedy has also been. Kennedy Carter has been amazing this year.
But Kennedy Carter can hoop. She just has other problems. Yeah, I mean, you know, even when she was in Atlanta, she could ball. Like, her hooping was never the question. It's just the other stuff with her. But her playing basketball was never the question. She could hoop.
Yeah, Kennedy is nice. Yeah. I like how she gets downhill and
Kennedy Carter.
Oh, Kennedy. Oh,
Kennedy.
And Cardoso has been. She's interesting. I feel like she has her moments where she sometimes looks like she doesn't belong, but she also has her moments where she is playing well. Sometimes she reminds me of Liz Cambage, and sometimes she reminds me of a really good rim protector. She just needs to find that mode in between sometimes, and I also think that she plays a little too much. I think that she needs to move she moved a little bit more. Sometimes she gives up a little too many fires. As big as she is, like there shouldn't be as many layups giving up when you're on the court. If you're that big, you need to learn verticality and get down there and stand your ground. I think that as far as disappointment, I know obviously the Sparks have been dealing with injuries a lot. I know Lexi's been out the majority of the year. Cameron Brink tore her ACL, but they've been really disappointing. Even though at this point we're on the tank train now. We got a tank for we need a guard. We got a tank for Page. But heading into the year, I had high expectations for them. I think De'Arica Hamby has been exceptional. She was named an All-Star this year. She's on the glass. She's insane. I can't help but think if the Sparks took Angel Reese at 2, they could have had her and Hamby. They would have averaged 25 rebounds a game just off the front court alone. But anyways, the Sparks a little disappointing, but hopefully the disappointment this year can lead to a quick turnaround next year with the possible tank. Also, really like Rakia Jackson on the wing, the small forward, the rookie they drafted 4th, I believe. She's been pretty good this year. I like her game from that wing position. She can shoot, she can dribble, she can put it on the floor, play make a little bit. I like what she has brung. And like you said, Aja Wilson has been exceptional. I watched specifically the game versus Chicago Sky versus Angel Reese. Angel Reese, of course, got her double-double, but I feel like it was a big welcome to the league moment for Angel Reese and Cardoso, and she was just literally going to work. And the thing about Aja, she's one thing I love about bigs who do this, when she gets the ball, she immediately goes most times. She's already into her move before she even catches it. She's already going. She's already getting to something. But she's just been exceptional throughout the year. I can't wait to see how far the Aces are already back-to-back champions, right?
If I'm not mistaken, yes. If I'm not mistaken, I think they are.
I know they got Chelsea. Kelsey Plum has been playing good basketball. We'll see how far they can get. I know the Connecticut Sun have been leading the pack so far with DeWanna Bonner and Carrington. We'll see if they can continue what's going on. But I think the WNBA has been one of the most entertaining WNBA season of my lifetime as far as like.
No, for sure.
As long as I've been
for sure. I think it's been again a incredible year for the league. Also, I think the skill level has just stepped up so much from even again. I say this every time when I started covering the league, to just even the way that the ladies are playing now. I think the skill level has just stepped up, so much. And yeah, shout out Angel again. If Angel Reese could just shoot 50% from the field, we would really have some shit. If she could just shoot 50% from the field, shooting 41% as a big is I don't even understand. If she could just shoot 50% from the field,
shot charges in the paint too. Like
if she could, she gotta like when she gets some time to sit down this offseason and really get back to work, because I'm assuming she not gonna. And the good thing about these ladies is these ladies not gonna have to go overseas. Caitlin Clark don't have to go overseas. Angel Reese don't have to go overseas, so they can stay in America and actually just hone their game and get better and heal. Some of the past athletes had to go overseas to still make money. These girls don't. Angel Reese is going to make more money off the court than what she's ever going to make in the WNBA, no matter what pay raise they have in the WNBA. So she'll have the time this offseason to go and just get better, bro. She shouldn't do shit but the mic and drill. Do the mic and drill all fucking day. Don't do nothing but the mic and drill, G. Don't do nothing but the mic and drill all damn summer. Workout, run, lift weights, mic and drill, and shoot corner threes. Don't do shit else. But yeah, shout out Caitlin Clark, the way she's playing. I think she's completely adjusted to the league now. She's everything that was advertised. Again, like I said, Asia has been incredible, leading the league and scoring. I think at this point she's definitely. I think that there was a conversation between her and Breanna Stewart for a couple of years. I think Asia Wilson has definitely kind of separated herself from that conversation to be the all intents purposes best player in the league. And yeah, I think it'll be exciting playoffs. Obviously, they're taking a break for the Olympics. I think the women will obviously win gold and it won't be close. Now, women's basketball, we will never lose women basketball. We're going to win that for about the next 20 years. But, I think it'll be an interesting end of the season. And, I can't wait for the playoffs. I'll probably, start to tune in a little bit more as we get closer to the playoffs. I just had to stop seeing people dribble for a second. I was really tired of seeing people dribble after a whole NBA season. Yeah, man. Thomas will be joining us next time. I know the homie said he was tired this time. Thomas has been working, but thank you for watching Hoops and Brews, man. Joe, get your plug in. Let the people know where they can find you at. And yeah.
Yeah, thank y'all for watching. Instagram, Joel R. Wilson. Twitter, @Joels. Thank y'all for tuning in at Hoops and Brews as well. Instagram and Twitter. Yeah, good episode. Nice talking to you, Pavy, about the landscape of the offseason.
Facts, man. As always, man. Y'all can follow me at pavyworld, pavyworld, all one word. Working on my album. It's coming out really, really soon. So make sure y'all look out for that. Huh?
That release date or no?
No, but let's say September. I'll send it to you, by the way. It's kind of done at this point. I'll send it to you. I'll add you to the
I'm already on there.
You are?
Yeah.
Facts. Well, anyway, so yeah, so look out for that. And like I said, as always, you can follow me at pavyworld everywhere on the internet. Check out the music I already have out. And yeah, man, until next time, it has been Hoops and Brews. We will holla at you.